It probably happened to you that you're listening to your favorite song and suddenly goosebumps all over your arms. Or maybe you step out on a cold morning and feel your skin react instantly. It seems like such a tiny thing, but why does our body actually do this? Is it just about being cold, or is there a deeper reason hidden in our biology? In this videocast, we're going to explore the surprising science behind goosebumps, and trust me, the answer will definitely give you chills.
Okay, so think about this. You step outside, maybe on a really cold day, and bam, this icy wind hits you. What happens instantly?
Oh, yeah. You get the immediate prickle, right?
Yeah.
Your skin gets bumpy, the hairs stand on end.
Yeah.
Goosebumps.
Exactly. Goosebumps. But here's the thing. You also get that exact same physical reaction listening to, I don't know, an incredible piece of music.
Yeah.
Or watching a really powerful movie scene.
It's wild, isn't it?
Right.
One's just pure physical cold. The other is like deep emotion or awe. But the body does the same thing. It's fascinating.
It really is, and that's what we're digging into today. We've looked at the science behind this ancient reflex. It seems kind of useless for us now, mostly.
Right.
So we're going to break down what's actually happening in your skin, those tiny muscles, and explore the triggers, especially the emotional ones, which are, frankly, amazing. And then why do we even still have this thing? Why hasn't evolution just, ditched it?
Well, the first thing to get straight is that goosebumps are completely involuntary. Like, you can't decide to get them.
No conscious control.
Not at all. It's run by the autonomic nervous system. That's the part of your nervous system handling all the automatic stuff. Breathing, heart rate, digestion, you name it. It's your body just reacting. Biology taking the wheel.
Okay, so if it's automatic, involuntary, let's zoom right in. What's physically happening? Down at the skin level, how does that bump up?
Right, so you have to picture the hair follicle first. That's the little sort of tunnel in your skin where each hair grows from.
Okay.
And attached to every single one of those follicles, there's a teeny tiny muscle.
The key player. And the research calls it the Erector Pili muscle. Sounds impressive.
It does sound a bit technical, yeah.
Yeah.
But its job is pretty straightforward. One source we looked at described it nicely like a mini spring.
A spring, okay.
Yeah, it's this microscopic bit of smooth muscle. And when your brain sends a signal, and we'll definitely get into what signals that little spring, contracts sharply, instantly.
And that contraction, that sudden tightening, it pulls the hair upright.
Exactly. It yanks the hair shaft so it stands straight up. And because the hair is anchored down in the skin, when it gets pulled vertical like that, the skin right around the base of the hair gets sort of pulled down and in, making the area next to it bulge out.
Okay. So the bulge is the bump. It's the skin reacting to the hair being pulled straight.
Precisely. Brain signal, muscle contracts. Hair stands up, skin bulges out. That's your goosebumps.
It's a simple chain reaction, really.
And looping back to why it's involuntary, this whole process is triggered by the sympathetic branch of that autonomic nervous system. Think of this as the body's emergency system, the accelerator.
The fight-or-flight system we always hear about.
That's the one. The sympathetic nervous system kicks in when your body thinks it needs to deal with stress or fear or even intense excitement or, sudden cold.
It primes you for action.
Right. It sends out rapid signals to speed up your heart, make your pupils dilate, and yes, contract those tiny erector pupilli muscles. It doesn't wait for you to think about it. If the signal says alert or cold, it just happens.
It's a completely hardwired response, which actually leads us perfectly into the next bit because, okay, cold makes sense from a survival standpoint, but the other triggers, that's where it gets really interesting, like you said.
Yeah.
Why does my body react to, say, a beautiful symphony like it's just encountered a predator or freezing temperatures? It seems like a crossed wire somewhere.
Well, that's the evolutionary mismatch, right? That's the core puzzle here. Let's tackle the original purpose first. The cold.
The obvious one.
Yeah, the straightforward one. For our much hairier ancestors, primates, and early humans, raising their fur coat was crucial.
How so?
By making the hair stand up, they created a thicker layer of trapped air right next to the skin. Better insulation. It basically acted like a natural sweater, keeping them warmer.
Okay, that makes perfect sense for a furry animal, but for us, modern humans, we don't have that thick fur anymore.
Exactly. So the research is clear for us. The actual warming effect from goosebumps is, well, tiny. Almost negligible. It doesn't really help keep us warm in any meaningful way.
So we have the mechanism, the reflex is still there, but the benefit for warmth is gone.
Pretty much. But your nervous system hasn't quite gotten the memo that you now wear sweaters and jackets. It still gets the I'm cold signal and runs the old program. But, okay, the emotional triggers. That's where things get really fascinating neurologically.
Right, the feeling of awe or excitement or maybe even fear during a movie. Where does that come in?
So those strong emotions, awe, fear, pleasure, profound inspiration, they originate in the limbic system. That's kind of the brain's ancient emotional core.
Okay.
And here's the kicker. The limbic system has direct connections, like hardwired pathways, straight to the sympathetic nervous system, the fight-or-flight system.
So a really intense emotion like awe or maybe even really moving music. The signal is so strong it basically spills over. It triggers the alert system even though there's no physical danger.
That seems to be the idea.
Yeah.
The feeling is so powerful, the brain interprets it as a kind of peak state, maybe like an emotional emergency in a way, and activates the whole sympathetic cascade, goosebumps included.
I read something interesting about that. People who are more open to aesthetic experiences, like really getting lost in music or art, they tend to report getting goosebumps more often from those things. It's like a physical sign of their emotional sensitivity.
It makes sense. It really is a physical readout of a deep emotional connection. And it's not just those deep evolving emotions either. Sudden stuff works too.
Like a loud noise.
Yeah, exactly. A sudden bang. Or maybe walking into a dark room and bumping into something unexpectedly. That shock throws your body straight into alert mode.
Pure sympathetic system firing on all cylinders. Something's wrong. Be ready.
Right.
Yeah.
And the goosebumps are just part of that whole rapid get ready now package. Usually pretty minor compared to your heart pounding, maybe.
And we should probably mention, just briefly, the research notes that while this is all totally normal, totally harmless.
Yeah, usually just means you have a working nervous system.
Right. But in really rare cases, if someone had constant goosebumps for no reason, it could potentially signal some kind of underlying nerve issue, but that's extremely uncommon.
Very rare. For basically everyone listening, it just means you really felt that music or, yeah, someone jumped out at you.
Okay, which brings us back to the big question, the evolutionary one. If this reflex doesn't really keep us warm anymore, and the making us look bigger thing doesn't work without fur, why do we still have it? Why hasn't evolution cleaned house and gotten rid of it?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the answer is that evolution can be, well, a bit messy. It doesn't always remove things perfectly.
So back then, for our hairy ancestors, it had two main jobs.
Correct. Job 1, insulation, trapping heat. We covered that. Job 2 was defense, or maybe better put, threat display.
Making themselves look scarier.
Precisely. When all that hair stood on end, the animal instantly looked bigger, puffier, more intimidating. Think about a cat when it gets startled or feels threatened.
Oh yeah, total fluffball. It doubles in size visually.
It's the exact same mechanism. The erector, Pili muscles firing, pulling the fur up. Just, much more effective with a thick coat of fur than with our sparse body hair.
So for hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of years, this reflex was super important for staying warm and for potentially scaring off predators or rivals.
Absolutely vital for survival back then. And because the genetic instructions for making those muscles contract were so useful for so long, evolution just didn't have a strong reason to completely dismantle the system once our body hair thinned out.
Which is why scientists call goosebumps a vestigial trait.
Exactly. Vestigial, meaning it's a leftover feature, something that had a real function for our ancestors, but has lost most or all of that original function in us today.
Like biological baggage, almost? Are there other examples?
Oh, yeah. The classic one usually mentioned is the tailbone that cocks agrees. We obviously don't have tails, but we still have those fused vertebrae at the bottom of our spine where a tail used to be.
A remnant.
A remnant. Goosebumps are kind of like that, a functional remnant. Mostly symbolic for us now, like you said earlier, a souvenir from our evolutionary past.
A souvenir. I like that. But maybe the story isn't quite over for Goosebumps, because it sounds like scientists are now looking at this system in a whole new light, not just as a relic.
That's right. This is where it gets potentially really exciting for the future. The focus is kind of shifting from the bump itself to the whole network involved, the nerves, the muscles, and crucially, the stem cells located right there in the hair follicle area.
Stem cells? How do they fit in?
Well, some cool new research is suggesting that the same tiny muscle system, the erector pili and the nerves that control it, might actually still be playing a really important role in regulating hair growth cycles.
Seriously. So it's not just about pulling the hair up. It might be involved in making it grow in the first place.
And maybe even skin repair, too.
Yeah.
It seems that nerve bundle connected to the muscle is also closely linked to coordinating the stem cells needed for regenerating hair and maintaining the skin around it.
Wow. So that whole little setup for making a goosebump is actually like a command center for skin and hair regeneration.
It's starting to look that way. Which means if scientists could figure out how to, precisely control the signals going to that muscle and those nerves.
They could potentially influence hair growth or skin healing.
That's the implication, yeah. Imagine being able to stimulate that system selectively to help treat things like male or female pattern baldness, or maybe speed up the healing of wounds or skin damage.
That takes it way beyond just an interesting reflex. That's potential medicine.
It could be. Turning this ancient survival mechanism, the thing that kept our ancestors warm, into a tool for modern regenerative therapies. It's a pretty amazing prospect.
So wrapping this all up then, when you feel goosebumps, it's this incredible meeting point, isn't it? It's your body's ancient history colliding with your modern emotional life.
It really is. It shows how your nervous system, deep down, doesn't always draw a neat line between I'm physically cold or threatened and I'm profoundly moved or awestruck, that shiver you feel from music. It's literally the same wiring that helped keep your ancestors alive out on the savannah or in the Ice Age.
It's an amazing connection back through time, a testament to how these biological pathways stick around.
Definitely.
So the next time you feel that tingling spread across your skin, whether it's from a cold breeze or an amazing song, just take a second. Remember, it's not just some random fluke. It's like a little message from your own evolution, linking you right back to your deepest origins. A reminder of where you came from, expressed right there on your skin.
Well, now you also know that goosebumps aren't just random bumps on your skin. They're an ancient survival trick passed down from our ancestors that still shows up when we feel cold, scared, or even deeply moved by music. So the next time you feel goosebumps, remember, it's not just your body reacting. It's millions of years of human evolution whispering through your skin. I'm really glad you joined me in this videocast. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more surprising science stories that make everyday life way more interesting.